Okay, so now we're still in phase one with these exercises. Of course, there could be in other parts too. You can interchange them at any point in time. But these are phase one, evolution 2 of it, or week 2, depending on how you do it, because you might want to run the first bunch of exercises for a couple weeks until you get used to it. But phase 1, evolution 2. And we're going to go through the downward dog pike presses, the behind the back flying curls, and the bench dips. So let's start off with the downward dog pike presses for the shoulders. And there's lots of ways to do this. We'll start from the straight ahead press. So you're going to be in the downward dog position, which is the starting position for your Hindu push-ups as well. So here, now, you can, where you put your hands changes the effect you'll feel, and you're going to want to play with it and see. Generally, closer together is harder if the elbows are out. If they're in, it becomes easier. Wider is easier, but if you start putting your elbows back, it gets hard again too. So it depends on the elbow position and the hand position together in a combination. So the main point you want though is so that you're turning it basically into a shoulder press, and so you can gauge it from there. Closer your feet get to your hands, the more weight you'll be putting and shifting forward, until eventually, if you're strong enough, the feet will come off the ground, and that's pretty cool. So from here, go up on your toes and press down. Elbows back there. You can also go a little bit wider and have them out. And work the shoulders that way. As you get more tired, you'll shift the position so you can continue doing the reps. To make it easier, you'll drop your bum and move your feet back more towards a push-up. So if you were doing them really hard here, super high, and coming in, out like that, and then you start to get tired, you'll start to walk it out a little bit and make it a little bit easier like that, until if you really had to, once you get really burnt, you'll go from a squat to a forward and push back here like that, and you'll still get the shoulders. And those will be your variations for the downward facing dog pike presses. Now, behind the back flying curls. Couldn't really think of another name for them, so that's what we'll go with. Lots of variations. It closely goes into something called a Korean dip, but that goes into chest as well. So, easiest way to do these is with your feet. Like for this here, this setup, even though it's a power rack, you could easily run into a fence that has a top rail like this. Again, the playgrounds have lots of bars that are available like this. You can't see it, but in the other section of the workout area here, we have rings, gymnastics rings. And so you could also tie up ropes into anything so that they come down on an angle. And as long as you can hold on to them, you're good to go. So, if your feet are close here, it's not going to be too difficult. So you can pump them out. So as you get more tired, you'll start bringing your body up and up. If you want to make it a little more hard, you bring your feet back more. And then you get more of a pull out this way for the biceps. And you keep, as you get warm, you wouldn't want to jump into it right away, but as you get warm, you'll get a really good curl out of it here. Now, I like to try to kink the wrists here, because if you let them spray out, it can get really easy. Then you got to keep the hips forward. So, in order of difficulty here, moving back and back and back. If you get to the point where your feet are actually off the ground into the gymnast zone where you're actually doing the flying curl, that'll be really awesome. You can also drop down and start with those once you're warm, like say on your second or third round. You want to try 2 or 3 with your feet off the ground. That's awesome. and then put your feet down, almost like drop setting with weights, except for you're just going to use the leverage factors of your body. And so that's the flying curls. Okay, bench dips. From easiest to hardest. You can do it right on the ground. Not much of a range of motion, but it'll definitely give you a really good contraction. So get your hips up, lower, and squeeze and press. So there's no fear factor there at all to do those. Next, you can find any elevated surface whatsoever. Stairs work, park benches work. Here gives you a little bit more range of motion. And then go over some points here. Try to pull your shoulder blades back. You don't really want to wing forward like that. So try to keep them back and get that squeeze at the top. And then in the end, you're going to want to make sure your bum doesn't touch anything at all, so you can get a really full range of motion. And along with that, you can also start doing the backpack thing like you would with the chins, or putting something like a brick or whatever across your lap. So the power rack's handy again. You can use whatever you want. You have a partner holding your feet, you can put them on another park bench. The options are endless. So here's really great, and just pop them out here. And so those are your bench dips per se, mostly triceps. A little bit different than the chest dip, which is later.